Hey y'all, today is Tuesday. I'm making this video to post Wednesday. Well, look, I've been talking about Exodus. Um, I've been reading Exodus rather slowly but surely. Um, and talking about with Exodus, Moses, and how we all these days is a little bit like Moses. A lot. We got a lot going on, just like Moses did. And so I'm gonna do my chapter 3. I did 1 and 2. Well, look, let me do a little recap. Um, 1 of Exodus with Moses was about how it was a new king in 1, and a new king came, and he realized that he didn't want the men of whatever heritage they were to be born. They've been overpowered before he was a new king. He didn't want to be overpowered. So look, every male that was born um, were to be killed. Of course, the ladies who was the midwives, I guess they all breastfed back then or whatever they did, whatever. However, whoever the women was, they just could not kill and hand over the boys to be killed or kill them. So they started hiding the males that were born. And of course, Moses was one of the males who was hidden. That was one. Um, and a little bit of two. Because look, Moses came and they actually, I think they got caught a little bit and they hid him, but then they took him from whatever heritage he was born in, and they actually took him to where the kings and all them different kind of heritages was. If you somebody who was ever adopted, people get adopted, and as you get older, you always want to know where you come from. Now, look, I never understood it because I watched the show, especially with my kids. I don't know what was the name of that show we watched. I can't think of it. But whatever show it was with adopted kids that my oldest daughter used to like a lot, a lot. And they always wanted to go and meet their real parents as they, got older. They wanted to know where they were from. And I used to be like, why, if they were living a good life with their new parents, but now at the age of 37, and me too, going back home to where my mother was and understanding myself and her at my age. Okay, and everything. Right, look, it's the truth that people dislike you with your mothers and fathers. You get older, and when you trying to understand your health, which is the first thing, your health play a big part. Your mental health should be first, which it really never wasn't back in the day. It was always your regular health they checked on, but it's your mental health, it's your regular health, and your oral hygiene, dentist type health. Well, look, I had to go back home and just understand my mom and my grandma to understand more and more who I am. I did not do my hair today, y'all. It was raining, and I only went outside to get some food. Let me show you my food. I got this Caribbean food, y'all. It is so good. It's from a grocery store. It's a grocery store that sell it, and it's some rice, some fish, and some mixed vegetables. And I got some hot sauce. I don't like the hot sauce. The hot sauce is kind of, it ain't Louisiana, okay? If you grew up on Louisiana hot sauce. But the food is delicious. So that's the only thing I did today. And I'm going to do my working out, my stretches, because my birthday in September, and I already gained 10 pounds. So I got to do it because I have a bunch of stomach. And look, another thing, I cooked a lot last month in June. I cooked and did a lot of baking. Well, I'm tired in July. And it's hot too. Well, look, I don't know if you can relate. I am trying to eat a lot of restaurant food, healthy restaurant food, because I know I'm going out of town this month too. And so I am going to cook at home. But look, I'm tired of washing dishes. I'm tired of cooking and playing in the kitchen. I just want somebody to cook for me. Well, look, I even found these crackers at the store. It's a cool store. Here in Florida to go with my sardines. I forgot I got some sardines. I got 2 packs of sardines I like to eat with some crackers and some hot sauce. Okay, baby, that's a good snack. But let's get into it. This is Exodus, Moses, and this is chapter 3. I might get it wrong when I read it. I'm gonna read it real quick. I'm only doing one chapter 3, and I especially want the ladies to understand how it relates to us with men, not just the men we dating, but our fathers, our uncles, our homeboys. Some of us girls really just got homeboys that we never thought of like that. But look, because they so lost, and I have a lot of friends too, or sisters and friends who's dating, and they like, what do I supposed to do? Because these men are not meaning, okay? Life is life, but the men ain't meaning. So Moses at the burning bush. Now Moses was tending to the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the back of the desert and came to Horeb, the mountain of God, and the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of a bush. So he looked, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, but the bush was not consumed. Then Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, while the bush does not burn. So when the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. He said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not draw near this place. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground. Now look, that's chapter 3, verse 5 going into 6. I was thinking about that when I read it. I went over it a little bit at first. But look, when you got to take your shoes off, it's holy ground. Do anybody think of the beach like that? Remind you, no matter where you live, you can't go to the beach every day. But do you think, because you get to the beach and it don't matter how much, once you get on that sand, you try to keep your shoes on, but you got to take your shoes off. It's the summertime, and if you broke, get you a bus card, go to the beach, and just practice like it's holy ground, as if God, who really, really did, him and the angel really, really did scare Moses a little bit from what I know. Why, look, just go to the holy ground with God. I mean, take your kids, but if you could go by yourself and then take your kids, go with your kids, let them have fun. But you could just lay there. I like to sit in the sun. For real at the beach, okay? Like my pigment, just don't be ashamed. And I just let the Lord talk to me. I let my mind race and go crazy. And sometimes, look, over the last 2 years, my mind actually get calm. And it just stopped going crazy. Like I just be laying there. I don't hear nothing, not God, not nothing. But it is holy ground for me. I love a good suntan, okay? Moreover, this is verse 6. Moreover, he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows. So I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of Egyptians, and to bring them up from the land to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey. Look, take you some honey crackers and some milk to that holy place, okay, for a snack, so you ain't got to buy nothing for $10. To the place of the Kenites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Havites and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come to me, and I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppressed them. Come now, therefore, and I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. Why, look, God came to Moses, and if you really read on your own, Exodus 1 and 2, to me, Moses seemed like some of us who are lost in a lot of different ways. We were just alone and by ourselves. Look, he did have a little bit of family as he got older, but he started getting in trouble. So he started isolating himself. And God came to him throughout his isolation to tell him, you're going to lead these people out of they suffering because they praying to God for help. Well, look, it's a lot of different ways you could take this, because on that praying for help, the people who's overtaken by the Egyptians or however, look, are you ready for somebody to come lead you out of oppression? You're not always the leader. It's, the ladder the ladder. Well, look, you ready for somebody to guide you and lead you out of it. You might say you ready, but look, just because it's a leader, that don't mean it's gonna be easy. Right? You like, oh, the leader gonna take on all the bad stuff. Maybe they ain't. Remind you, you got your own mind and your own body too. I forgot where I was at. So I'm gonna start at 11. But Moses said to God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?" So he said, "I will certainly be with you, and this shall be a sign to you that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain." Wherever he was at, God said it was holy. Then God like, man, you gonna bring them out, and then you gonna be the leader of them human beings to serve me with them at this holy place. Then Moses said to God, "Indeed, when I come to the children of Israel and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them?" And I got a shirt line, Healingwithtrevenas.shop, that got 314. I'm at 314. And God said to Moses, "I am who I am." Boldly, capital letters. If you ever listen to God, when I was a kid, I always visualized God in my head as Simba Daddy, the Lion King. My little sister that's right under me, that was her favorite movie. I watched it a million times. And then I went back to watch the one that came out with Beyonce. It was all right. It was good. But I probably knew it by heart. We used to box. I used to beat her and pinch her because my mama would make me put it on because she'd cry to watch. So I just like when she won with her daddy, because we fought over that movie. And after watching it so much, he was the king, Simba dad. He died early on in the movie, but that is the voice that I thought God was. Look, so I had been in church since I was 10. So look, I thought that was the voice of God, y'all. So to me, when I would go to church, with my church lady, my godmama. She's actually my godmama now. But look, when I was 10 and I would go, she was over the children's and she would read this stuff to us and tell us to go home and read it. Of course, we didn't really do it. But look, when she would tell us and teach us, she taught us so many things in the Bible as kids of what God was. You know, like she would say, okay, God said this, and then I would be the smart kid to myself who always wanted to question the dope, who would be like, okay, but if God said it, why is it not in red? Because then she had already taught us everything in the Bible that God say is in red. But if you look at this, 3:14, it's not in red when God is talking to Moses. It is in big, bold, black letters. God said to Moses, "I am who I am." Why then maybe she said, maybe he was just talking to Moses and it was a secret. He was telling Moses to go do this or that. I don't know. It's whatever you think sometimes, and it's pertaining to your life. But I do got a shirt that say, "Don't violate me." Now look, let me tell you about my shirt real quick. Say, "Don't violate me." To me, because even in the beginning, I believe Moses was afraid like me. I've battled with mental disorder before. I talk about that a lot. But Moses was so afraid of the angel, the burning bush, and God in this area. Well, look, I say don't violate me, which could be anything simple or big. Because to me, to me, in my thoughts, even God violated Moses and scared him. I ain't lying. To me, in my thoughts. So my shirt say "Don't violate me," and I think the back is 314 because I got another one that's 321, but I think it's 314 on the "Don't Violate Me" shirts. Right? Look, God is still God, but He's still frightened Moses. He's scared the stew out of him. For real. He scared him. Right? Look, in his scaring of Moses, look, God still violated him. Maybe God, of course, we know He did it the way Moses needed this to be done with what his life was going on right then and there. Because right before God got to Moses, I think in 2, Moses was fighting people and killing people. So God came the way He came, but He still violated him. Right, look, a little tip for the summertime, because I'm putting this video up tomorrow. I'll be outside. It's the day before the holiday. I'm definitely going to run errands. So I'm making this video Tuesday, but I'm not posting it till Wednesday. But look, Moses, even though God violated Moses, of course, because God know what Moses' need. A little summer tip for me is when you go eat with your family on July 4th and you know your body changed, you change diets, you don't eat pork, you don't want no ribs, you ain't trying them baked beans because you don't know if they put pork sausage in them and cut them up or not. I don't care. You know, some people is different. You change your lifestyle. You ain't eating 5 hot dogs no more like me, baby. I still can throw down 5 burnt hot dogs. You instead gonna eat 2 at a time, okay? Because you changed and your family who love you is used to you coming over. They went and spent all this money on this food. And they like, man, such and such came over and didn't even eat all that food this time. Well, tell your family, don't violate me. Don't force me to eat. Well, look, I'm from a black family in Chicago, and sometimes all we had was food. And my grandma, definitely, my mama would too, but my grandma especially would force food down your throat. If you ain't eating, her grandkids that lived in Chicago with her, if we weren't eating, then something wrong with us. She need to figure it out. So I tell you, these days, get that t-shirt. Get that t-shirt so you can remind yourself and your family, don't violate me. It could be something that simple that you got to remind yourself. All my shirts are reminder tees. So 3:14, and God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am, has sent me to you. Moreover, God said to Moses, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, the Lord, God of our fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Well, look, that's all the fathers in Israel who God has. He sent it Moses. Well, look, I forgot what Moses' heritage is. I know he ended up with kings and stuff. Okay. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial to all generations. Look, that's 15. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say to them, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob appeared to me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen what is done to you in Egypt, which Egypt back in the day just had to be a horrible place. They were getting, it'll go in there. And I have said, I will bring you up out of affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Havites and the Jebusites to the land flowing with milk and honey. Then they would, I'm almost finished, heed your voice, and you shall come, you and the elders of Israel, to the king of Egypt, and you shall say to him, the Lord God of the Hebrews has met with us. And now, please, let us go 3 days journey into the wilderness that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. Now look, that's verse 18. It's funny because 3 is always my lucky number. If you know me, I got 2 daughters and me, and they always was by my side. I'm telling you, they still love me. They 22 and 20, but they, they definitely living their life. But look, 3 days journey. If you know this, book a little bit. Like I know it just a little bit. I know it took them longer than 3 days. I don't know if it took them 3 days to get there. We're going to have to read it. But I know it took them longer than 3 days to get out of Egypt. Okay. Into the wilderness, in that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. But I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go. Look, God said that. He was sure already that the king would not let you go, no, not even by a mighty hand. So I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst. And after that, he will let you go, and I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And it shall be when you go that you shall not go empty-handed. Look, but every woman shall ask of her neighbor, namely of her who dwells near her house, articles of silver. Wow, I'm a gold girl, y'all. I just really am. Articles of gold and clothing, and you shall put them on your sons and daughters. So you shall plunder the Egyptians. Now look, right now I'm going to pray. I'm at 19 minutes. If you're still watching this, blessed be the glory for you. I'm going to pray right now for anybody that want to release their family member. Not their self, but if you like, God, I know who I am, and I want to release a family member out of bondage, whatever kind it is, it's personal. I'm going to do that, and that's a simple prayer. I'm done just like that. Now look, after that prayer, I'm going to tell you the month of July, let's just go into focusing on ourselves. We do pray for our family. Let's pray for them and keep them in prayers. Let's make a journal. Let's go to Dollar Tree and get that 125 plus tax. It ain't a dollar no more. Journal and make a journal. Okay, I'm gonna pray for myself and pray for my family. Like if you normally do an hour for your family every day or every week, you want to still do that. But then I would say bump yourself up to 2 hours because you is the capital of yourself. One, in reading Moses's story in chapter 3 of Exodus. Look, I feel like let me calm down because it's definitely exciting me these days, y'all. But in reading Exodus 3, Moses' journey, I feel like it's a lot you could take out of it. It's a lot I could take out of it. From Chicago, being born from Chicago, far as right now a leader. We live in the United States of America. Our leader right now is Joe Biden. I think his name is Joe Biden. But he is our leader. He is the president. No matter if we agree with him or not, he's a Democrat. I am a Democrat. But if you are a Republican, he's still our leader. Now look, he our leader who came just as Moses from God or whoever he came from, whatever you believe. And Moses came and he's the one who's leading us. He is older. I do laugh at the last presidential debate that was last week. But Biden is older. But he is our leader. He has certain beliefs and certain things. Now look, you need to understand his beliefs. Look him up to understand him, the good and the bad, which is the pros and the cons. For you to understand how you could get behind your leader. When God put a leader up there to lead us, whatever Joe Biden's real beliefs is in the world that he let us believe and know that he say that you get behind him with your beliefs, you are aligned with that leader. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Joe Biden, what he believe in now, because the world is really rough now. Stuff is different. So what he believed in that solely, I don't know. You have to go back and listen to all his presidential debates, his vice president, because he was a vice president before he was a senate or something like that. You have to do that to understand in your mind what he really believed in and how, on a good note, his beliefs as the leader right now from God, if that's what you believe in, align with your beliefs of what God wants you to do right now in this world. Right, look, Moses came as a leader. God already known that the Egyptians, we'll just call them the Republicans right now, and I'll put this hot sauce in because it definitely wasn't good to me. Okay, so this is the Republicans. Okay, but look, in this Republican era right here, look, that we gonna say was the Egyptians' life. And they want a Democrat life. Well, look, they had people under them. They still could have been Republicans, but them people under them, I'm going to tell you, were really, really afraid. They were ready to get away. So, look, they were praying in secret to a higher power to come and get them out of there. And God came privately to Moses, scared the stew out of him, and was like, look, I need you to go over here and handle this. He was like, look, I'm going to tell you the nitty gritty. Why people get mad with the war and the life with God. But God told him in the gate right here in 3, right, look, I know you had a rough life. God didn't say that. But, that God know everything. But he was like, look, I know you had a rough life, Moses. He was like, what I need you to do, brother man, is go over here, help these people do what they got to do. Well, look, he was like, now look, I'm going to send you over here, but they ain't going to let them go. So then you got me who like, God, why would you play with my emotions like that? Why would you send me over there? But God like, look, forget that. Tutu, that's me. You ain't who I am. All you got to do, well, look, I'm a girl. He like, these are gold, they're a little rusty. He was like, put your gold on. Put your silver on. He said, put it on your sons and on your daughters. And he said, when you put that on them, he said, I'm going to strike them and we're going to get out of there with this stuff. Now, look, for people like me, let's just take 1 minute right now and pray for my grandma. Why? Because she cute. She didn't answer the phone when I called. I think, she used to go to the doctor on Tuesday. But she was born in 1940. But she's still cute. So just send up a good prayer for her. What's wrong with her? Probably none, y'all. These days, baby, she stay at the doctor. She go to the doctor more than she go more than she go to the grocery store, okay? But, gold. My grandma had a good pair of gold earrings. They were big deal to our mamas back in the day. Our mamas just couldn't explain the church and the Bible the way we wanted them to. If you were a kid like me, my mama couldn't explain it, but God sent me a leader in the church who is my godmama still. She's older than me, but God sent her to me. When I was a kid, 10 years old. Now look, I definitely grew up, and we talk about church stuff and regular life. Most conversations used to be about health when I lived in Chicago with her. But look, when I was a kid, 10 years old, my godmama was younger. I'm a little bit older now, so she was 27 years younger, and she was able to break this Bible stuff. See, there go my grandma calling the house phone. So she was able, I'm telling you, she know I'm thinking about her. I'm recording a video. It ain't even live. Well, look, my godmama used to be able to break this down for real. Even though as a kid, you understand it, but you don't. I just known the truth that I know today as a kid when I asked my godmama about this, and my grandma made a big deal about her gold earrings that she still got. I think she lost one, though, but she had a real good pair. They were a big deal because they probably could save your life if you that deep, but not that deep. And that's what God said. He said, you're going to put that gold and that silver on them kids, okay? On their clothes, on them, and we're going to get out of here. Well, look, when I bought my kids, when my kids was babies, especially my oldest daughter, I was 15 years old. I was in Chicago, baby, definitely in my real ghetto era or not. Well, look, a lot of mamas don't do it no more. My baby had every little, her little bitty wrist with her name on it, Akila. Look, she had the little chain, Akila. I had a big one in the big ghetto because that's just who I was, still a little bit. And it was a big deal to my grandma. Now look, and my mama, who had a good pair of earrings, she wore it too. Well, look, my mama still got her good pair. I was in Chicago not too long ago, and my mama still got one of them good pair of gold earrings she's had for years. Well, look, I think my mama was able to break it down to me and surprise me because back in the day, my mama didn't go to church. But she broke it down and surprised me like my godmama did. And I probably told my godmama, like, girl, can't believe my mama was able to tell me that. Sometimes us girls, the way we think of our own mama, we just can't relate because we see them every day and they don't have it all the time and they yell at us when we be bad. But that gold and that silver is still a big thing. Why, look, if you got a little kid or something, go and buy them that little jewelry. And I don't care what nobody say, that little ghetto jewelry. Why, look, you go into them ghetto jewelry places. It is the Egyptians, I think, the Arabs in Chicago. We were definitely culturally biased like that. It was the Egyptians, the Arabs, who owned the real good jewelry stores in Chicago. I know it's still one on 55th over there, and that little mini mall with checkers. Look, they got to go. You go in there and get you. It don't matter how much it costs. You get you and your baby a bracelet. Gold. I am a little older and different. I do got my gold earrings on. You see, just out the blue before I even read. I didn't even read that far. And this now is my Chinese. My baby bought me this. Okay, my youngest daughter that's 20. She's in the military. It was only a couple dollars because she a cheapskate. She was raised by a single mom, but it still got gold in it. It's still, and it means a lot to me when I don't hear from her. I promise you, if I don't wear this a couple days, I'm in the house being a bum. I don't hear from her. I put it on. The Lord had my baby call me or text me. She in the military, y'all. Okay, and so this means a lot spiritually to people. That gold and that silver. Well, look, my auntie. Now look, I'm gonna talk about my auntie. I love my auntie. Miss Katrina Washington, y'all, that's my auntie. She wasn't even my favorite auntie. I only got two on my mama's side, and they both were my favorites when I was a kid. They really was in their different ways. And my auntie Trina was who I am now. She was just free as a bird. She said what she pleased. She cook up all the food. Ain't no leftovers. You gonna eat it up because it's good. And I remember when I was a kid, she used to wear that jewelry on her hand, and I do it now. Just like my auntie, Katrina Washington, I love her so much still. I talked to her, you know what? Last year I talked to her. I haven't talked to her in a while. But my auntie used to wear it, and it was so ghetto. But I thought it was cute though. And my auntie had a country accent because we from down south. When I seen her, and when she came up north to Chicago to cut up with us, and I loved her so much for that. But I would ask her, like, Auntie, why you wear all them rings? Because she wear boom, 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 boom. And I would say, why you wear all them rings on there like that? It could be for violence purposes, but it could still be for the truth that people know. Here in the Bible, God told Moses for him and them Egyptian women, the women. But look, that's another thing. I'm at 30 minutes. I'm going to stop at 35 because people don't even like to watch these because they be so long. But another thing for the women, I'm going to get into detail to tell y'all. Let's learn our place. Now that Joe Biden is the president, he's our leader of the United States of America, or if we live in the United States, he has a wife who is quiet right now, but she is doing some amazing things. Look her up. But this said for every woman should do it. Well, look, I don't care what nobody say. When you read the Bible and you get older, you start realizing that God has places for women and men. Well, look, it is a woman's job right here in the beginning of the Bible for you to go buy this jewelry and cover your babies with it and put it on your kids. Well, look, it seems like a woman's job from back in the day. If you know history books too and education, the men were doing stuff like war and fighting and protecting the family. They weren't doing all that lovey-dovey. Well, God probably know a mama put that jewelry on their baby and they like, okay, protect yourself. Us mamas do stuff in private that we don't always tell people, not even our kids, in public. Why I love my mom and my grandma. I got to call my grandma back. That's why I say I'm gonna be done in 4 minutes. But because that's just in the Bible. He of course say he already know these people won't let you go, and that's why I say pray for your family. Whoever you feel in some kind of bondage, it could really just be in their own mind. But for Satan to let them go, and let them have that freedom and that happiness. Do something else. Focus on yourself more for the month of July. Finally, it's almost president time. We don't know if Joe Biden gonna be the president or if we're gonna get a Republican in there again. I ain't gonna go there on this video, but with doing that, by that family member. Now look, this is deep. This is deep. Buy that family member a gold or a silver bracelet with their name on it, or chain. Go back. If you a mama like me and you like, girl, my kids in their 30s, so what? Buy them something that they can have, even if it's corny, even if you ain't got a lot of money. That look, Lord forbid if something was to happen to you, if you were to grow ill, they will always remember you and remember your values while they going through whatever they're going through. So it's always why, look, they like to say, I'm not a Republican, but people like to say it ain't about the money. Well, this day and age, even though Biden is the president, I do believe his heart is pure. I think he messed up in things he said before, like we all do, because we all humans. But he is our leader. Excuse me. Biden is not just our leader. Look, align yourself the right way with your kids for the future of not having fear overtake you if a Republican get back in office. Remind you, Republicans are not what we think they are. I told my friend yesterday, I talked to her, and I told her, I said, girl, I said, Trump was really horrible. I said, he was a good president on the outside. I said, he really was. I said, but something in my spirit makes me believe in my own beliefs that Trump was just like Satan. He was sneaky. He did a lot of stuff undercover. A lot of health stuff changed. We went through the Holocaust. A lot of benefits change, food change, money change, and it's like people, we as a whole, Christians, Baptists, religious people, whatever religious you is, we've been watching our back for the devil to not come and attack us, but yet he still was able to come in and attack us. Just like that with Trump being in office and being out of office. Now look, it could be with Trump and Biden, if that's how you want to put it, because Biden is in office now. But one thing I do believe in a political thing is that, look, as they say, as Biden say, I believe it was messed up when Biden got there. I believe Biden didn't know what was probably going on after COVID, for real. Well, look, it's no joke about this presidential debate, funny or not. Why, look, this is our everyday life, too. Remind you how it aligned with us. Why, look, Biden is a white man. He's Caucasian, and I think for the first time we had a white president. He messed up, I guess, said stuff about black people negative. It could have been how he felt back in the day in the 80s or the 90s. But then he was under Barack Obama, who Barack Obama loved him. We love Barack Obama. And he came after Trump. Why, I believe he the first Caucasian president who ain't had that much say in the world. We were going through a bacteria, whatever, airborne infection, COVID-19. And Biden just ain't got that. He just had to deal with what he had to deal with. And maybe after he got it together from what he known, from being someone in that field after Trump. Remember, Trump went in that field. So that maybe Biden really is not telling the story on. It was jacked up. It was jacked up when I got here. Why, look, it is an inflammation to what we see on the surface. But insurance did change a lot. I'm somebody who suffered with mental illness, who take my health serious, even if you see me on a bad day. Well, look, a lot of stuff in insurance has changed since COVID-19. Well, I have my own theories and thoughts. I'm at 35 minutes. I'm finna go at before 35 minutes is over. Well, look, people are like, you talked about the Bible and the state. Yes, let's bring it back together. Don't tell me your kids can't pray in school. So what? Pray with them at home. Send them to school so they could whisper to their friend, let the Lord bless you on this test. With that be saying, y'all, today better be, if you watch this whole video, I love you a lot. Today better be Wednesday. It's the 3rd of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up.